And we're live. Welcome to Wednesday, aka edition of the SoReal Sports Podcast with your host, the CEO / owner, SoReal Studios LLC Lamar SoReal, and my partner in crime all the time, Reggie Walker. What's going on, man?
I'm bored, man. On some fucking sports. Well, we got baseball, which is going on.
Yep. Actually, our team playing each other right now.
Yeah. But yeah, man, just with all the excitement of football starting back, it's just, threw me over the pedestal. I was like just overhyped and just ready for football every night. No, it's not a possibility, but one can only dream, right?
Yeah, one can only dream. But y'all are giving us hell. We just tied it up, so it's now 2-2 at the bottom of the fifth. Y'all ain't trying to let us win this division, I see.
I mean, you right there. Philly right there on your ass, but y'all got a chance, man. If it ended today,
we got a chance, but we need to beat y'all, and y'all ain't trying to let us win. Y'all ain't making the playoffs, so why in the world you keep trying? Oh, you can't hear me now. Can you hear me now?
Go ahead.
I said, why y'all keep trying if y'all can't beat us? I mean, if y'all can't make the playoffs.
I mean, it just looks good. That's all it is right now at this point. It's basically glam points. Like I said, I mean, it really wouldn't matter because if it ended today, y'all won. Y'all in the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, that's if it ended today, but it ain't ended today. It don't end to the end of this month.
Yeah, but I mean, y'all still kind of got y'all foot on Philly neck, so should be a comfortable pace.
And unless they're trying to make it better themselves, they've been losing pretty bad. Also the Mets, but we're gonna talk about more of that pretty much right now. So let's get to it. Baseball is weeks away, which is what, 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
4 weeks. So we got a lot that is going on when it comes to baseball. Let's look at the standings. We had 2 teams that have already clinched. So I would like to give a congratulations to both the San Francisco Giants and the LA Dodgers. They both clinched the playoffs. Congratulations to them. It's not official on a division winner yet because the Dodgers just 2.5 games behind. But according to their record, can't nobody end up getting 95 or 93 wins. So pretty much either they win a division or they clinch a wild card spot. So that's pretty much what they banking on. Them the only 2 teams. Nobody in the American League has clinched anything. The White Sox pretty much will probably clinch the AL Central because they 12.5 games ahead. And that's pretty much it. So, Reggie, this is what I want to talk about. The teams that are close but haven't clinched. Let's just do a what if, per se. What if this team, certain teams, don't make the playoffs? What disappointing team you would pick if they didn't make the playoffs? What would be a disappointing season for them?
Hands down, the Red Sox. I mean, look what the Red Sox have been doing. In my opinion, I think that, even though they kind of far back, but here again, it's not the end. It's not the play. He hasn't started yet, so they still
got the second spot in the wild card right now, and the Yankees are just a half game behind.
Okay, yeah. So it will basically come down to Red Sox Mets. And it would be disappointing for me to see the Red Sox fall to the New York Mets. Just being, what they have done this season. They had an impressive long run streak to where they didn't lose anything on the road or at home. And then they had these times that they was down. Where you was like, this can't be the same team that played last week and just got a sweep. Right. So it would be kind of, not devastating because I'm not a fan of them, but it would just be kind of hurtful to see them, come as far as they did, have the season that they did, regardless of the whole COVID thing, the injuries and all that, but still to come down and almost get there and then just fail. Uh, Another team to me would be the Brewers. Brewers have not locked in either. So another team, same situation. I just feel like, you come so close and, you just can't get in. Um, Last but not least, and I'm really not even sure if they can get in because the Dodgers and Padres series is going to be an interesting one to look at. But I'm not really sure if that's going to determine if they get in or not, is it?
I mean, it could. The Padres definitely need to win.
Yeah. Okay.
Currently, right now, if I look at the wild card standings, because they can't win the division, they are actually one game behind the second team, which is the Cardinals.
Yeah, I'll just be more disappointed in seeing the Padres get out before the Cardinals do.
Right.
I just feel like they more complete. They got better hitters. They got better pitchers. Those are my three. I got to give it to the Red Sox. Definitely the Padres and the Milwaukee Brewers.
Okay. I can agree with you.
Things would be different if it like I mentioned earlier, if everything cut off today, like there would be a completely different spin. But we still got 2 weeks to go, so
yeah,
just pretty much at this point is like a bold prediction on if they don't get in, because these teams, they very well could.
Yeah, I mean they pretty much close. Padres just one game behind. I mean, you mentioned the Red Sox, who got the second spot but still can get taken out of it. Yep. And then you said the Brewers, in which they haven't clinched their division yet, but pretty much they got a chance. They shouldn't be, well, currently they're 13 games ahead of the Cardinals. So
yeah, I would say
they might just clinch the division and that's it.
They pretty close to, they in the Central, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're pretty close to doing that. So, yeah. But like I said, I think it would be just kind of hurtful to see them do all that and just not make it. Yeah.
Right. Like, I mean, it's pretty much impossible, but hell, they haven't clinched, so that's a good team to pick up. All right, so I agree with you on one, and that's the Padres, because I love the San Diego Padres. I love their pitching. I love their hitters, especially Fernando Tatis. I mean, they picked up Yu Darvish in the offseason. I mean, they got two of the top pitchers in the league, and Joe Musgrove and Anderson. Anderson. Eric Hosmer. I mean, they are loaded. They are loaded. And for them to not make the playoff, I forgot about Manny Machado. I mean, they are loaded. And for them not to make the playoffs, especially as exciting as that team is, will be very devastating. Right now, they are 74-70, and that's just one game from the second spot in the wild card. That's pretty bad. Even though that division is tough. I mean, you should know firsthand because your team is in that division, and your team is not last in that division.
We're not last, but
you're not last.
We're next to last.
But you're not last, in which I thought y'all would be last. All right, so another team I would like to bring up, in which I always like bringing them up because I don't like them. That's the New York Yankees. New York Yankees always find a way to have all the money to pay for all these players, and yet they do struggle to either make the playoffs or don't have no chance of actually winning it all. And I mean, shouldn't even have to go over their roster because pretty much got big time players. I mean, if you look at it, they picked up Anthony Rizzo before the trade deadline. Then they end up picking up Joey Gallo. And obviously before the deadline. They already got Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton, them two big power hitters. Their pitching has been struggling, to be honest with you, especially in the starting lineup. Corey Kluber, he's been on and off. Garrett Cole, who is their top pitcher and pretty much one of the top 5 pitchers in the league, he struggled. Even their closer, Aroldis Chapman, that man been giving up home runs like it's nothing. Pretty much. Overall, that team should be a whole lot better, and they shouldn't even have to battle these last 2 weeks to even try to make the playoffs, but they have to because of how bad they are. And last but not least, let's just stay in New York, Reggie. How about that? Let's go to the New York Mets. Now, Reggie, I was so high on the New York Mets till I almost picked them to win in the division. I almost picked them over my Braves to win the division. I picked them to at least make the playoffs. And as of right now, Reggie, they are, 6? Let me make sure. No, they are 4 games behind for the second wild card spot. So right now they have to end up winning and making sure the Phillies, the Padres, the Reds, and the Cardinals start losing. It's 4 teams ahead of them.
That's tough.
That is very tough. And guess who's behind them? Your Rockies. Y'all are only 8.5 games. But guess what? You don't think y'all have a chance of coming back and making the playoffs. And neither do I when it comes to the New York Mets, because I don't think they have a chance. Let's look at their roster. Now, they've been banged up. I ain't going to lie to you. They've been banged up because Jake DeGrom, pretty much the best pitcher in baseball, he's been hurt most of the season. You got Javier Baez they picked up before the trade deadline. He got hurt as soon as he played with him. Francisco Lindor, the biggest offseason move that they made, and he struggled. He was terrible this year. Michael Conforto, he was bad. Kevin Pillar, he got hurt a couple times. Pete Alonso, his sophomore slump actually did happen. So we've seen that happen. And overall, yeah, they pretty much failed. They pretty much failed this year. They're 72-74. That's their record. 2 games below 500. And they ain't going to make it. So that's the most disappointing team to me. The New York Mets. But if you know baseball, you could have expected this because they're pretty much the New York Knicks of baseball. High expectations, low results.
Same state, too.
Same state. Yeah. They're used to it. So it ain't really too much of a big problem. They're used to it. All right. So that does it for baseball. Let's move on to another sport. Let's talk about college football. Let's try to go to college football. No. I changed my mind. Let's go to basketball before we go to college football because college football is coming up this weekend and basketball ain't real. Let's talk about basketball. John Wall, you know his name, former Wizards, now a Houston Rocket, and now on the trading block.
Former Wildcat, too.
Well, yeah, our own former Kentucky Wildcat, hate to say. But this man has had a crazy career. I mean, he had a very high potential coming out of Kentucky, in which the Washington Wizards really believed in this man, and he actually showed up at the beginning of his career. The injuries hit him, and they hit him hard. It hit him hard to the fact that he haven't been healthy in the past, 4 years?
Nope, not fully.
Man. And now they gave him that big-ass contract, shipped him to the Rockets, and the Rockets don't want to deal with that contract. So now he got to go somewhere else, and they trying to find some teams. As of right now, I believe they got a couple of teams that are talking to him. Well, talking to the Rockets, and I think I seen the Clippers are one of the teams, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure on that one.
It's been a couple teams, but I'm not sure exactly what all the teams that are looking at them. But Reggie, let us be the GM for the Houston Rockets. For the Houston Rockets. What team do you think But now let's just be the GM for everybody else except for the Houston Rockets. What team should try to pick up John Wall?
Well, since everybody is so high and mighty on this one statement alone, the West is much harder to win than it is in the East.
True.
On that notion alone, I'm going to stay in the West. He spent a good bit of time in the East, had some good times out there, but he decided to go over to the West, play for Houston, did not work out. So therefore, if I'm in the West and I want me a veteran point guard, then first and foremost, there are three teams that I can narrow it down to that could use his veteran presence. First team up is going to be the Pelicans. I would put him on the Pelicans. Think about that lineup. You got John Wall. You got Ball. You got Brandon Ingram. You got Zion. And you got Steven Adams. That's an impressive starting lineup, in my opinion. Not to mention you got Bledsoe coming off the bench, along with Josh Hart. Wenyen Gabriel can easily come off the bench. Not so sure about the guy they just picked up, the one Jackson Hayes, the one who got arrested with the whole police incident. But he could, be an emerging young star over there with them at the center position coming off the bench. So I think, that's a pretty, decent looking team with the addition of him. The Pelicans are struggling. I think that something like this would help Zion to not want to leave. My opinion on that. Another one probably will disagree on are your San Antonio Spurs.
Wow. Thank you.
I feel the exact same way as I feel with the Pelicans. Look at how that lineup would go. John Wall aside DeRozan, Keldon Johnson, or Rudy Gay. I don't know who would start.
Keldon Johnson.
It'd be Okay, with Johnson.
I think Rudy Gay left. Rudy Gay went to the Nuggets.
He gone?
Nuggets or the Jazz. He went to one of those two.
Okay. Well, either way, you got Keldon Johnson and
Jakob.
Okay. All right. Then you got your only thing is the fact that you ain't got no center. You got Dang and you got what's his name, Porto. That's all you got. But I think the addition of another here again, we got a veteran guard in there to mix in with the likes of Daquan Jeffries, DeJounte Murray. I'm gonna go ahead and throw Patty Mills out there just because he's not the veteran no more. But he is a veteran, but he's not the explosive veteran in what John Wall would be on that team.
All right.
So I really think that that would be a good look for the Spurs moving forward. Last but not least, and I'm really high on this one. It got nothing to do with how good the team will look with the addition, but think about the San Antonio Kings.
Oh, sack time.
Their oldest guard is Buddy Hield. He got drafted in 2016. Fox got drafted in 2017. All these guys are young. If they get them somebody in there with some guidance in a John Wall, that team can actually flourish. Kyle Guy just got drafted 2 years ago. They just picked up Halliburton. They just picked up Jamias Ramsey. They are also hurting at the center position. But if you get a veteran guard in there to help these guys facilitate the ball more, I think that will help them out. Not so much as it would the Pelicans or the Spurs, but I still think that his presence on that floor can get them to facilitate the ball more. All they got is Damian Jones and Hassan Whiteside. You know my problems with Hassan Whiteside. He's soft. But if you can actually get him a chance to get the ball more, and you got work out here in the perimeter, and you can actually get the ball to him and make him actually feel like he's worth something, because that's all it is. His fucking feelings be hurt all the time. So get him the ball more, and I think that John Wall would be a person to do that, because he's going to be the LeBron James of that team. He's going to be the person to say, hey, don't worry about your shots. Don't Kyle Guy, you don't have to shoot that much. Halliburton and Ramsey, y'all just coming in. So you know what? This is how this basketball team needs to play in order to get wins. I think that tone that he sets in that locker room will be evident once they go out there on the court and play. So those are my three. I got the Pelicans for obvious lineup reasons, Spurs for obvious lineup reasons, and Kings overall just because the veteran presence and the fact that nobody has been there. This is Buddy Hield's 5th year.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Okay.
I forgot about they got.
I like Tua.
They got what's his name? DeLon Wright.
Yeah. Who are you talking about?
Yeah. On the Kings.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the Raptors. Yeah, I forgot about him. He been there for a while too, but I mean, he's not a factor. I don't even want to fact check his stats right now.
No. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I got, man.
Well, mine's depend on what do you expect John Wall to be. Do you think John Wall still has the chance to actually help a contending team get over the edge to end up being a championship level team? Or he just need to go somewhere and redefine himself and actually get other people looking, and hopefully in free agency he can try again with another team.
That's what I went with, because I don't think that any contending team, which would obviously be the Warriors, the Clippers, the Lakers.
He pretty much is rebuilding his career.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't put him over there with Luka with the Mavs. They doing just fine.
Right. Okay.
I wouldn't put him with Utah. I wouldn't put him with Denver. Like those teams are okay where they at. They don't need John Wall.
Okay.
He would be in the way, in my opinion. Now you go ahead.
Okay. Because I thought the same thing. I don't think he need to go to a contending team. I mean, if he does go to a contending team, I hope that it just be the Clippers, because the Lakers and the Nets are already doing too much with their play. I have 3 that he can just go and redefine himself and actually bring his career back to normal, something like a Derrick Rose type, but younger. A younger type Derrick Rose rebuild. First team is the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, I believe the Minnesota Timberwolves will be great for him because they already got a young star. Karl Anthony Towns is there still. And I believe that adding him and having Anthony Edwards, and then Pat Beverly is already over there. Malik Beasley, who is a beast at times, and D'Angelo Russell. I know he's already there. But like I said, you're not expecting John Wall to sit there and become the star of that team. He's just trying to rebuild himself and get his name back out there. So that's why I figured that the Minnesota Timberwolves will be a good fit. Maybe he can come off the bench. Maybe he can play the 2 and let Anthony Edwards play the 3. It'd be something like that. Or let I like D'Angelo Russell actually playing the 2. Because he believe he got a good shot. I believe his jumper is better than John Wall's to me.
Yeah, it is.
But John Wall is a better driver of the basketball to the hole. The next team, and I hate to say this, but you was right. The Spurs. I believe that he would be nice with the Spurs, because one thing we don't have is a veteran player no more. We are very, very young on that team now. We did lose Patty Mills. We lost Rudy Gay. We lost DeMar DeRozan. We don't have nobody but young talent on that team. John Wall coming there. I mean, you can't expect much from us to win, but he can actually rebuild himself, and teams will be looking at him next year. So get him for cheap. It'll help us out, because people will be looking forward to looking at John Wall anyway. Last but not least, this would be very exciting to see. The Atlanta Hawks. I believe if he went to the Atlanta Hawks, that you could actually turn your boy into a two guard instead of him always Trae Young always controlling the ball like that. Let him go around screens like a Klay Thompson, or Steph Curry does it too, because Draymond Green holds the ball, and let Steph Curry go around screens and try to catch and shoot. I believe it'll help out with John Wall being there at the point. Yeah, they are a playoff type team, but I won't expect much from them after that 1 year because, I mean, the Brooklyn Nets will be healthy again next year. So I don't think that he will be. And then I actually think that your Celtics will actually do better this year. 76ers will be good. I mean, you do got the defending champ Bucks. And then the Chicago Bulls, with all that offseason move, they will move up. So I got the Hawks dropping down, but if they pick up a John Wall, it actually help them out. So overall, I got my Spurs, the T-Wolves, and Hawks. But none of this can happen via trade. He's going to have to get bought out because he costs way too damn much.
It was like 91 million, ain't it?
Yeah, 2 years, 91 million.
It's crazy numbers. That's
Great.
crazy.
Great.
I'm gonna honestly just disagree with you on one. I think Atlanta is okay without somebody like John Wall.
Yeah, I mean they are. They
need
are
a center. They need a center. All they got is Capella. That's it.
Capella could do better. I wish they would have picked up who was the center that was available? They didn't pick up. Hell, the damn Lakers probably picked him up. Oh, DeAndre Jordan.
Oh yeah.
Because he would just be a big. But they do got high potential in one of their big men, in which he pretty much ain't a big man. But I thought they re-signed him. John Collins.
Oh yeah, he did come in and do decent.
Yeah. So I like that. And they did pick up Gorgie James from the Spurs. So I mean he's kind of big.
Yeah.
Dion Wright.
You miss him?
Huh?
Do you miss him?
Hell.
Okay.
Nah. He didn't fit us. He didn't fit us. All right. Now let's finish this off. Last segment. Let's talk about college football. College football. Let's go over the rankings. Number 1, like always, Alabama. Number 2, Georgia. Number 3, Oklahoma. Number 4 is not Ohio State. It is Oregon, the team that beat them. Number 5, Iowa. Clemson is still 6. Texas A&M dropped 2 to 7. Cincinnati dropped to 8. Ohio State is all the way at 9, and 10 is Penn State. Followed by Florida, Notre Dame, UCLA, Iowa State, Virginia Tech, Coastal Carolina, Ole Miss, Wisconsin, Arizona State, Arkansas, North Carolina, Auburn, BYU, Miami, and Michigan. How the fuck Michigan end up being in the top 25 is beyond me, but that's another story for another day. We're going to talk about Oregon, the team that beat Ohio State. Now, they are 4 right now, so like you said in baseball, if today was the end of the season, Oregon will be in the playoffs.
They in.
They'll be in. But too bad that was just the second game of the season, so we got plenty of games left. So Reggie, do you think Oregon can run the table and do enough to stay in the playoffs?
I mean, come on, man. To be honest, you know it's all left up to the committee. Let's just be honest. That's sincerely what it comes down to.
Right.
Now, when it comes to strength of schedule, they can easily do it. Let's look at their schedule.
Yep, Stony Brook's easy.
And Stanford. I don't see why they should drop. They should not drop.
If they lose to Stanford?
If they have a convincing win against UCLA and Stanford, I don't see why.
No.
I don't see why the committee would move them from that number 4 ranking. Now, of course, if Oklahoma ends up losing to somebody, who they should have beat, or they'll move up. But other than that, no, they should be comfortable at number 4. The remaining schedule is Arizona. They play Cal, they play Colorado, they play Washington State, Utah, and then Oregon State to end the season. I don't see them letting up. Oregon should win out. Now, what they are going to pay attention to is that game against Fresno State, into where it was a struggle win. They are going to look at that, but I think that they're going to overlook it because they did drop down so far until then they end up beating y'all.
Right.
I think that game is going to be more overshadowing than the Fresno State being so close.
It is.
So, just me personally, why not? They deserve to be where they are right now. They beat the Ohio State. So in my eyes, that gives them the number 4. And y'all were number 4. You shouldn't have lost that game.
That's true. I can agree with you. They deserve to be in that spot. What I will disagree with you is that they will continue to stay in that spot and end up making the playoffs. I'm sorry, Reggie. I'm not a hater. I just feel this way.
Kind of sounding like a hater right now.
Not a hater.
The one team that beat you, I just ran down their schedule. How many losses? How many more losses did you see?
All it takes is one.
All it takes is one. But which one did you see?
I see 2 possibles. Let's say we're playing spades. I got is 2 possibles.
That means you might got one. Might.
Right. That's all I said. All it takes is one.
All right.
Let's go to that one. It's Saturday, October 23rd against UCLA at UCLA. That's the toughest one to me so far. And that could be. UCLA is not bad at all. They are not bad this year. They're not. Now, the other one I see, which is shocking to me, is Colorado. Because that's the game after UCLA. And they might get banged up after their UCLA game, and Colorado might put something. Because, Colorado ain't bad at all either. They lost against Texas A&M. And Texas A&M is ranked, 6? And they only lost by 3 to them. And Texas A&M is known for having a high offense, right? High power offense.
Very.
10 points. 10 points.
And that didn't come until 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Exactly. So, Colorado, those are 2 games. If they win those 2 games, then they're in. There's no reason for them to be out. Unless, do the Pac-12 end up having a Pac-12 championship? Don't they have a Pac-12 championship game?
Yeah.
Okay, so they'll play UCLA again. If they end up losing to that game, then that'll be the one game. But I don't think that will happen. If they end up beating them one time, they'll beat them twice. I like their team. Their team is good. Even though we lost to a quarterback in which we shouldn't have lost to, I still like their roster, man. That CJ Verdell, he ran all through us. He ended up having 160 yards. He was their leading receiver and rusher. And then they got the potential number 1 overall pick in the draft next year on defense. And Kayvon Thibodeau, defensive end. Everybody is believing that he would be the number 1 pick overall. And he didn't play against us. He didn't. That's just how bad we were that game. Oregon can do it. It's their opportunity to finally come back into the playoffs, in which they haven't been in the playoffs in I don't know how long. Well, since that time they played us and lost for us to be the first ever college football champion.
That was when Mariota was over there, right?
Yep. And that's when we had Zeke. Yep. And 12 games.
Yep.
Cardell Jones. So it's been that long. All right. We shall see, Oregon. Don't fuck up. That's all I got to say.
The ball is in your court.
Don't fuck it up. Because you know how hard it is after that one loss. It's pretty much impossible.
Pretty much.
Trust me, I know. All right.
You do.
Let's get down to business. Got a Thursday night football game that's coming on, and we're going to give you our predictions on that. So, we got the New York Football Giants taking on the Washington football team. Reggie, who do you think will win this game? Both of them is 0-1. The line is Washington minus 3.5, and the over-under is 40.5. Who you got?
I'm going with the Washington football team. I believe they got the better defense in this game. They got the better offense in this game. They should easily win this game.
So,
yeah, I don't believe.
So Taylor Heineke is better than Daniel Jones.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He showed me last week.
I mean, he played good. He played really good.
He did. So I'll take that. The Broncos had a pretty good defense, so that's why Giants lost. Washington honestly just got outplayed by the Chargers. That's why they lost. I'm not gonna mention why the Cowboys lost because the Cowboys are supposed to lose. And the fact that the fucking Eagles are flying right now is astounding to me. So they are the only team in that division with a win. I think that after Thursday, there will be two teams in that division with at least one win. Give me your football team.
You got a football team? I agree. I do have the Washington football team winning this game. Mainly because that defense is top notch. Chase Young is going to go crazy against Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones going to find some way to turn over the football because he normally doesn't. I mean, I expect Antonio Gibson to get over 100 yards rushing. I expect good game from Taylor Heineke. I don't believe he'll have a stellar performance. I just believe that he will manage the game well enough for he won't make mistakes to cost them the game. That's pretty much what I believe will happen. And I got Washington beating the Giants on tomorrow. All right.
We'll see.
That does it for all our topics. Now we're coming down to the last and certainly not least. Reggie, with your segment. All right, Reggie. What you got for us? Floor is yours.
All right. Now, you mentioned this earlier, and it goes right back into our hashtag that we've been using for the last few months on no excuses. You mentioned that there should not be any Green Bay slander. There is going to be some Green Bay slander because there should be no fucking excuses. There should be no excuses. Now, I understand, and yes, I saw the play. Aaron Rodgers said that he got nut checked twice on one play, and that's what forced one of the interceptions by my New Orleans Saints. Totally disagree with that. First of all, it's your choice. Well, it's not really your choice. They only give you a choice in basketball for comfortability as far as wearing a jock strap. So it's pretty much your fault that your nuts was unprepared for that hit. If you just got hit, you just got hit. There's no excuse why you made that play. If you look at the play, that ball was poorly thrown, regardless if you got hit in the nuts or not. Stop making excuses. What should have happened was you should have played preseason. You should have been more prepared for this game. Not taking nothing away from my Saints. We do have a dynamic defense, but here again, if you go back and look at that individual play to where he had an excuse as to why he made that interception, then I don't see it. That's not enough for me. It's not convincing enough. And here again, all contact sports, UFC, wrestling, boxing, hockey, soccer, football, all highly contact sports require you to wear a jockstrap. So if you didn't wear one, that's your fault. No excuses, Aaron Rodgers. Secondly, goes to old Tyron Woodley, to where he made an excuse to say that the tattoo artist didn't show up. That fight happened, what, 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago almost. So why haven't you gotten a tattoo if you want the rematch so bad? They had the tattoo artist on hand after the fight. The tattoo artist was there. You claim that you waited in a hotel basement for hours with no food and wasted sleep because you was waiting on the tattoo artist to show up. Well, why didn't you get it while you still there at the ring? At the arena. There's no excuse why that didn't happen. If you were so serious about it, then you should have got it. And then to come back and say that you want to get the I love Jake Paul tattoo across your knuckle so he can see it coming. Dude, shut up. You lost. You fucking lost. And not to mention, now you challenging the other Paul brother, saying you want to fight him, but you want to fight the brother first. Get the tattoo so that he can fight you again. And you will 9 times out of 10 lose again, because I think, you pretty much washed. You are done. You ain't doing nothing but fucking smoke right now. That's all you're doing. You blowing smoke, and you shouldn't be doing that. There's no excuse as to why 2 weeks later you have still not done this. This is the only reason why he won't fight you. You made a bet on stage, live in front of millions of people. There's no excuse to why you didn't get this already. There's no excuse to why you haven't gotten it since then. And there's no excuse to why you still talking shit and you fucking lost. That's what I got to say. Hashtag no excuses.
Gotta get them on t-shirt. Hashtag no excuses. I love it.
That's coming next.
It is definitely coming next. We definitely gotta get that going. All right, that does it for our show. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, you know what's next. Muscle Shirt Friday. Another Friday. Another way of our muscles being out with our muscle shirts on that says hashtag Muscle Shirt Friday. Give you our picks. Give you our predictions. And our 3-bet challenge, in which Lamar will finally get a win because he haven't won in over a month. Now it's been over a month, which is ridiculous. So we got all that going on, plus many more. As always, we will give you our salute, and we'll see y'all on Friday. Y'all have a good one, man, and watch the game tomorrow. Enjoy it, because it is a division game, and hey, both teams don't really suck.
Man, the Giants kind of suck a little more, but as I said, this will give that division a chance to say at least 2 of us have won the game.
Yeah, that's pretty much the icing on the cake, because it might not happen the rest of the game. The rest of the week. But you shall see on Muscle Shirt Friday.
Unless it's a tie.
Now, that Monday night football game almost ended in the tie.
It did.
With all that damn mistakes that was going on. But we ain't talk about that. We'll talk about more than stuff on Friday, man. Let's get up out of here. We out.
We out.